Alright, we are back with the new deck for Standard. It turns out you can play discard in Standard, but not the way I have previously done with creatures, but it turns out you can have enchantments that discard, and then you can play Beseech the Mirror to play anything in your deck and sacrifice those enchantments. So Orzhov, discard and standard. As we said, Hopeless Nightmare, shock your opponent and then draw a card, or they discard a card. That's much better. And then, of course, Bandit's Talent. Your opponent has to discard 2 cards unless they discard a non-land. Case of the Stashed Skeleton, an additional enchantment to bargain for. And it also can be a demonic tutor, and it also gets you a menacing skeleton to get some damage in as well. You can also sacrifice the token to bargain. How cool is that? We have some removal, so Anoint with Affliction and Cut Down, 2 of the best removal spells in Standard. That Exile is pretty good for the CMC 3 or less, and then 1 mana removal. We have Rowan's Grim Search, which also has Bargain as well, as an instant speed. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, and if you bargain, you can look at the top 4 cards of your library before you do that. We have Liliana of the Veil as well, extra removal, extra discard. We have a Singleton Malicious Eclipse in the main board, so you can bargain for it in a pinch. You can also bargain for a Day of Judgment to destroy all creatures. You can bargain for another Sheoldred. We're also splashing white basically for Elenda, Saint of Dusk, a 4/4 lifelink which has hexproof from instants, making it kind of tricky to kill. It also can get bigger if your life total is more than your starting life total. We already mentioned Beseech the Mirror, and our lands are pretty simple: swamps, then black-white lands, so Caves of Koilos, Concealed Courtyard. We have our man land, Restless Fortress, as well. Can swing through, gain you some life, and have your opponent lose life just by attacking, and then a Fountain Port for extra tokeny drawing goodness. Our sideboard, we have Dreams of Steel and Oil to get rid of those early creatures, Duresses against control. We have a Soul Guide Lantern for Graveyard Hate, also Leyline of the Void for Graveyard. You can also bargain those into the battlefield. Cruel Claws Heist for extra take your opponent's good card, since you're playing a discard deck and might know what's in their hand. Pest Control for the CMCs 1 or less. Lauren of the Third Path for enchantment and artifact removal. And then Sarah Paragon for a late game play as well. And then bring back your enchantments that were sacrificed. Also more Malicious Eclipse for those pesky low to the ground, go wide decks. So there you have it, Orzhov discard in Standard. How about that?